if I want to share you guys pictures
Hey, what's
inside of the
going
chat, I
on?
have to
Welcome to
put it in
Comic
text.
Book Club. My name is Jay. I'm joined by Max, Mr. Dan, and Chris. Unfortunately, due to weather, we could not actually physically make it to where we were hoping to go to, so we are doing it from our houses. God bless technology. Nobody needs to be cold, wet, and yeah, it's gross. Anyway, we're going to do what we were going to do there. A few less people than we were going to have, but it is what it is. It's the best we could do. The next one, hopefully, will be far enough away from the winter times that we won't have to worry about this. But we weren't going to cancel it 2 weeks in a row because that sucks. We read Marvel's Civil War and The Walking Dead Book 1. If you have any comments, want to like it, chat with us. We have our Q&A up. You can send us anything that you may or may not want us to discuss. So for me, I really liked the Civil War book. I do not know how they can take that story and make it into a movie. I mean, the overall theme of the book they can translate, but as far as the actual like plot devices, I don't see how that's going to translate into the movie version. Um, because I mean, a quick summary: a child gets killed at the beginning due to a superhero,
Bunch of children, a whole town of people.
A whole
and
school.
so to take action, the government and Tony Stark set up a registration where all superheroes and mutants have to register who they are, their secret identities and stuff to protect the innocent in case something were to happen again. They know where to go to collect the person involved. And this is a sticky situation because as I was reading it, I agree with, I get why the panic and I get why the secrecy. Like Spider-Man needs to keep his identity secret to protect, his Aunt May and Gwen Stacy, who, I mean, they even mentioned in the book, she freaking snaps her neck hard, and yeah, as we saw in the movies. But so yeah, I get it, but it's a sticky situation. I'd probably be on Stark's side in the end, but I'd want to be on Captain America's side. So I get why Spider-Man was so torn, flipping back and forth. Max, your thoughts?
Civil War, I didn't really like it. I thought it was a lot of conflicting kind of messages. There's a whole bunch of good images in the book. There's a whole bunch of great beats and great scenes. How's it going, Amit? But
Snaps her neck hard, and
oh man, what's going on with this replay bitch we got going?
we're hearing us through you.
We're in a time loop.
Stark's side in the end, but I'd want to be on Captain America's
Amit,
side.
what are you doing?
That's your
Listening to the cast.
Amit
Turn
left.
that off.
Oh, now he's gone.
We love you. All right, Max, your thoughts on Civil War?
All right. Okay. Yeah. No, there's some great beats. There's some definite great. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh well. Panels. Yeah, there's some great panels in there. There's some great splash. Big. Big, great artwork in there. But as far as the overall story, I didn't think they had a really cohesive thing going on. Captain America, I thought, kind of played against Captain America's character towards the end there, and it's just kind of I thought it was lukewarm. The thing I really did like, which is kind of odd, is at the very end, the Reed Richards letter to Sue Richards. That was probably my favorite part of the whole thing. I don't know why, but overall, I'd give it like a 6 out of 10, I guess. Yeah, it just didn't grab me, and I thought that the conflict that they were having was kind of forced.
I got a question for you. You've read a lot of these event books, I take it. So, is there an event series that, per se, you thought was better?
Well, if you look at Identity Crisis is probably my favorite event thing that happened for DC.
For those of us completely oblivious, what's an event book?
Huh?
What's an event book?
So, every now and again, the big two will have an event. It's something that spans over the entire universe and affects everybody in it. And so it's like in a Batman comic book by itself, stuff happens to Batman, but it doesn't necessarily do anything with Superman. In an event, everybody will be involved, and big things shake up the universe. and they've been doing it more often lately to get readers involved. Like, I mean, DC's done it a few times, and Marvel had Secret Wars way back in the day, and so they have like, these things. But yeah, Civil War I thought was kind of weak, and then right after Civil War they go into like 2 or 3 more events, and it's just, you can tell that they're just trying to make money off of the collaboration versus trying to tell a good story and have and move their universe along in a forward pattern.
Dan?
Okay.
The idea of Civil War is pretty cool. Like it gets like a decent beginning, right? And then I feel it starts falling apart like around the middle of it. I like the whole Punisher aspect with Captain America. I thought that was cool. But the ending I found incredibly stupid. They're all just ranging up for this giant fight, and I'm not going to ruin it if you want to read it at some point. But it's
ruin it. That's what we're here for.
Ruin it?
Go spoil
Okay,
it. Spoiler alert on this podcast. Go, Dan.
All right. So they're all ramping up, and it's going to be this giant thing, and then they're like, we're not fighting for anything anymore. We're just fighting to fight in general. The end. It's just, I hate it. It's so fucking stupid. As far as Matt's response for the event books in general, I'll chime in for my 2 cents. I don't like them because they screw up the continuity of my comics. I forget what it was called, like the evil something or other that they just had for DC. But I was happily reading, Constantine and Justice League Dark, and then you get like two months of issues that just don't even pertain to whatever the hell they were doing before, because they get thrown into this giant thing, and I hate those.
Yeah, the one issue I had with this book is it feels rushed. Like, it feels short. You can tell it's 6 issues, and that's the problem. The event book, as Max would say, the one thing that I wish that they would fix is, instead of 7 issues, it should have been 20, or it should have been 15. It should have been longer, because the ending was rushed. I agree with Dan. It was just a fight that just broke out, and the event books would win if they just made them slightly longer. Chris?
What? No.
So, given that I basically looked at the first couple of panels and then the last, I agree. It ends very abruptly. I kind of want to see this cinematically first. So I'm glad we chose to do the book to hear about what's going to happen and how it could possibly incorporate Spider-Man and stuff. But I'm a little more into our other book, Walking Dead, which I've been reading all of for a long time. But my impression was that they didn't really come to any real interesting conclusion. So I was not very intrigued to read the middle part.
First off, I want to welcome you, Amit, to our podcast for the first time. Amit is a childhood friend of Max and I's. He's adorable. What was your thought of the book?
It's been a few months since I've read Civil War, and I honestly, I thought it was really boring. I thought there was a lot of, I understood the concept of it, I understood the importance of it, but this is, what, 3rd, 4th time that Marvel has tried to do this? Going back into the 1960s, I think that was one of the first times that they attempted it, and it's just been done. I think it's time to move on from this style, or from this topic. We got superpowers, we got regular people who are filthy rich and can make stuff that makes them important, and then you're regular people. So, yeah.
The major points I think they were trying to get across on this book was the prison, the prison 42, and then sort of like the Illuminati, like, hey, we get these four people got together and then made up the list of 100 things that can make the world better. So it kind of introduces the Illuminati and introduces the prison, the 42. And so, like, I mean, I feel like those are really the only major things that came out of it. But just to kind of correct you, Jason, the registration is only for people who want to actively help people. If you're not doing anything, they don't care about you. But if you're going to go out and try to save people and wear a mask, that's when they care, and they want people trained and not just going out there willy-nilly and messing stuff up, and obviously blowing up towns in schools and stuff like that on accident. So that was
the point. I mean, even if you are trained, that stuff can still happen.
Yes, but it's less likely, if you're on a team of trained people. So that's the idea.
It's less likely, right? You're mitigating risk.
Right. And so the whole argument was, if you make us reveal our secret identities and the families and blah blah blah, but then people say, well, cops never wear a mask, firemen never wear a mask, and they go out and do the same stuff you guys are doing. So that's the huge argument. But they kind of lose focus halfway through, and I think the whole point was just to get the prison in there and the Illuminati introduced.
But yeah,
plus, if you call something,
go ahead.
If you call something Civil War, I want to see a Civil War. I don't, I mean, to the end. I don't want it to stop halfway and just be like, oh, we're just fighting to fight and we're not going to do it. That's, I mean, there was some really cool, matchups. I love the whole Thor, clone guy.
Yeah.
That's just kind of cool. But all in all, I mean, you didn't really get a Civil War. You just got a lot of people talking and a couple cool battles.
Yeah, like the whole dynamic between Reed and Susan. I wish that they had played that up a little bit more, as opposed to her just leaving and then, I mean, they didn't really get any tension there. That's what I'm saying. It would have benefited being longer.
Well, they have a lot of side books. Like if you read the Fantastic Four Civil War, that's tied into this, but they don't include that in the book that's not in this. There's a great fight scene between Captain America and Spider-Man that I guess happens in either the Spider-Man comic book or the Captain America comic book. I thought was going to be in here. And
I think it's the Spider-Man comic book because Marvel Unlimited did not. I didn't have access to any of those books, and I don't remember that battle at all.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure it was a Spider-Man comic book, and yeah, Spider-Man and Cap go at it. It's a great little fight scene, and it's just not in here. So they have all the stuff that you're wanting, Jason, a little extra, to round everything out. They do that, except when it's going on, you have to buy 15 comic books to get the whole thing. And then when it's done, they only make this, and that's just not, Yeah, so that's what happens. That's why you're missing out.
So you're saying at Comic-Con this year, I'm going to spend a lot of money getting the rest of the story?
I wouldn't. I would advise you not to do that.
It's probably not worth it.
If they have the Spider-Man trade, that might be one to be interesting.
Yeah, if you can pick up the trade that coincides, then by all means. But it's just it's a money grab, and I once you see it for what it is, you're just like, oh, I can't, I don't want to be a part of that.
It is now, but 90% of those comic books are actually on Unlimited right now. So if you're not adverse to the digital read, then it's not that bad. Yeah.
I want a comic book.
Man,
you get a case like my Nexus. It looks like a book. Not turn any pages.
Did you see the deal with Scribd, where now Scribd is going to have the entire Marvel catalog on their subscription as well?
Is it the entire catalog? That's pretty awesome.
Nice.
They said it's the largest comic book subscription service online now, because it's going to have Marvel and several of the independents, and then they also have the same number of books as Kindle Unlimited for ebooks in general. So for a lot of the fiction that goes along with the comic books, there too.
And you said that was Squib?
It's Scribd, like I'm the scribe, but then remove the E and replace it with the D.
Okay.
Awesome. Quick question: which side are you on, Stark or Caps? Max.
I am on neither side. I would have stepped out of this one. There wasn't enough There's not enough like of an argument to even like claim slides. I just don't even care. Like, if I was a superhero at this time, I probably would have just stopped being a superhero.
Dan, Cap or Iron Man?
I'm probably gonna get this wrong because I always confuse them. But Doctor Strange is Marvel, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm with Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Doctor Strange decides to sit it out like a little bitch. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go to the North Pole and meditate and wait until everyone figures it out, and then I'll show up again. Even though I could just magic everything away. Well, whatever.
That's why they get him to sit out, because I mean, if he steps in, then there's no more book.
I call that Martian Manhunter syndrome. That he's so powerful that they can't use him.
Yeah. Yeah,
Stupid.
That's exactly what that is. I mean, he can't be in that story because I mean the whole teeter-totter just goes off one side.
Stupid.
Mitt?
I personally lean more towards what Max and Dan were saying, but I think a good part of me is on the Captain America side. I want to see, but that's just because I want the action. I want those random events, that stupid people coming out and doing stupid things. That's what makes a comic book interesting, I think. I don't know. I can't put it in words, I guess.
Well, Chris, judging from the first two panels and the last panel, which side are you on, Captain America or Iron Man?
Iron Man?
Yep. I'm with Iron Man.
I would like to say that I could pick one side or the other, but I would probably be the Spider-Man, as in, like, I would just flip-flop between the two. Yeah, I'm on your side. No, I'm on your side. Nah, fuck it. I'm on both of your sides. I'm just going to sit here on the line.
I say you join Stark at first just to get the good tech, and then you break out and go to Cap.
I mean, the Capsicle's got the work ethic, but Iron Man's got the tech.
But yeah, like I said earlier, I am looking forward to the theme being used thematically, and I hope that they can make something really good out of it because it has a nice idea. It's just
also with the way that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is kind of set up now, I think it's gonna kind of be more of an X-Men feel, like mutants and powers against the world versus mutants and powers against each other. But we'll see how it goes. Obviously we haven't seen Avengers 2 yet, so that's going to be a huge deal, and we'll see how that goes. And then we'll see what the landscape is like for we'll have a lot better idea for Civil War. After.
Yeah, I mean, if the people get used to having miracles, then we'll have the miracle problem.
Yeah.
And we can incorporate all of that.
Here's one thing though. You guys are complaining that the whole universe event isn't in the Civil War book. Now the movie is going to be even smaller than that.
But also, I mean, the movie again is a whole different scenario. It's not set up the same way. You can't. There's not even the involvement of as many characters just because Marvel doesn't have the license for it.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I mean,
it's a lot smaller. It's a lot smaller scene than in the comic book, so it should be a lot different story.
Yeah, but it's going to be a lot smaller scale with less detail than if they're trying to shove everything, Well,
I mean, I think they can play it well with the cast and crew that they got. They're also introducing new characters, this go round of movies. So I mean, I think it'll be all right.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw, this is kind of off subject, but I want to bring it up because you guys just reminded me of it. I saw an interview with Kevin Feige, the guy who runs Marvel, and he's promised no more origin stories. So anybody that is afraid of the Spider-Man origin story, I think we are safe.
Oh, geez, we need Uncle
Ben
Ben
again.
again.
The Fantastic Four origin too.
No, that's not him. That's not him.
Yeah, that's Fox, man. But
does that mean we're not going to get an origin of how of the Doc Ock Spider-Man?
I mean, I kind of wanted to see Uncle Ben bite it again. I don't like Uncle Ben die.
It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. They shoot him and he falls off a building onto the car.
Yeah. We need Bill Murray to be Uncle Ben next time, and then it's Groundhog Day. We have 5 minutes scenes of him dying over and over and over again.
Dude, Bill Murray as Uncle Ben would be awesome.
All right, moving on to The Walking Dead. I'm going to let you go first, Chris, because I know that you didn't skip this book. This is one of your favorites.
Yep. I reread it like a third or fourth time for this as well. I really like the book of The Walking Dead up until the point at which it starts to really converge with the show around prison time. So, spoiler: there is a prison. But I like the pacing of the book better than the pacing of the show, and people who watch the show and like the fact that they do the Breaking Bad opening for the first couple of seasons where they show you something and then you go backwards and then they catch you up to that point, probably won't like the book. But I have never really loved that style of TV, so it was really good to see that stuff. And it's also like it's a book that's really not afraid to just kill characters and do what they've got to do, and the deaths start real fast, and you're right into the story. And they take a lot longer on TV to really get you in and used to the fact that characters you love or hate but are involved in the story are going to die. So I like that about it. Much faster.
Nice. Max?
Walking Dead Volume 1, one of my favorites. It's definitely top 10. It's a great book. This is what, Image Comics?
Yeah.
So, to agree with Chris, for the show, that's on TV. You've got a lot of people that you've got to talk to and blah, 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 blah. For the comic book, these guys just got to go nuts. And they had a definite plan. They, said about what they wanted to do. It was very well written, and I think that's why it's better than the show, much, much better than the show, just because, it seems like from seasons they changed their idea of what they want to do with the show. But the book I stopped reading, I think around issue 117 for The Walking Dead, and that's really far into it. But that's when I thought it started to get repetitive in their villains and their stories. But up until then, it's just a great book. And I love the artwork in here. I love that it's black and white. They made a lot of bold moves, I thought, for a comic book, and it all paid off.
To go with what you just said, Max, the show and the comic book could learn from each other. Like with the show, they've changed showrunners every season except for season 4 and 5. I think has the same showrunner, which has probably left the story inconsistencies that you're talking about. And then with the books, they've had the exact same team on it for pretty much the whole duration, which can cause the stale and repetitiveness. So if they would kind of just learn from each other's mistakes, they could probably get back on track. But anyway, yeah, I liked it a lot too. It's fast-paced. It's one of the main people is dead by the end of this book, which is something you don't see very often. Yeah, I liked it. I think I'm gonna like the comic books better than the show too, because I have a love-hate relationship with the show. There's like episodes that I really love, and there's episodes that I really hate, and
there's seasons that you really hate.
Yeah, there's no in the middle. It's like ugh. But I don't know. The first season and this season they have me, so hopefully they can keep me. Dan?
To start out, the artwork is spectacular. I mean, I'm not really a fan of black and white in general, but it looks really, really good. And spoiler alert again. After reading the book when I did, I was watching the first 2 seasons of the TV show, going, when are they going to kill Shane? Because it just keeps going and going, and if you remember in season 2, there's that whole part where they
You mean season 1.5?
Well, okay, fair enough. where they're trying to get something or other. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's the medical supplies, and there's that drag-out fight between Shane and Rick, and there's zombies everywhere, and there's a school bus involved, and it was just so annoying, and I kept wanting to come back to the comic and be like, but he died so soon. Why is this dragged out so much? But yeah, I mean I read until I don't know, maybe issue 60 or so. But yeah, I mean the comic is so much better. I've got to say.
Mitt.
I haven't even started the comic. I was hoping to hear enough enough to actually make me want to read it. The show is kind of dragged on a lot for me. This new season has been kind of interesting, but I just haven't kept up with it.
Did you like the first episode of this season?
I did.
That's the entire
Really
first
did.
book. It's that pace the
And
whole
that's it.
time.
Okay. That's all.
If you're gonna read the book, my personal suggestion is a grab. If you're really interested in The Walking Dead, grab the Walking Dead like omnibus or whatever, Volume 1, the big thick one. That takes you all the way through the prison, and that's the meat of the story. I thought that was the best stories that they told. So I would suggest that. Again, I really love the book. They end up changing artists, I think, after the issue 6. So after the first Volume 1, they end up changing artists, but you don't lose anything in the art. And it's really good. I would suggest getting the omnibus, and that's a good chunk of reading, and it's really the best Walking Dead stories, I thought.
Okay.
Awesome. Post-apocalyptic world. What do you guys do? Are you the guy
Kill
who dies? Or are you the guy who lives?
I'm the guy who lives, man. I don't got to be faster than the bear. I got to be faster than you. I don't care, man. I'm Survivor.
Max, come on. Movies have taught us anything. You'll be one of the first people to go.
Oh, dude, I grew up with white people, dude. I know all the tricks.
I'm the first one to admit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to turn around a corner and
Chris?
I feel like I could pull a Glenn off. I feel like I could just hide and not be found for long enough that I will be in what Max calls the just faster than you situation. I think that could be fine. The real problem for at least me is that we live in a climate that is completely untenable to this situation, and traveling is very, very, very difficult. So the moment I even heard about this, I am flying for the Caribbean.
Dan?
I would be like the only person like raiding and like holing up in a Barnes and Noble.
you're going to eat for the rest of your life.
Well, no. You bring some food and you snag the vending machine and you roll it into like the manager's office.
Oh,
And they're
man.
always near a bunch of gun stores too, so hopefully you're kind of near stuff.
Yes. Nice.
Chris, I think you bring up an interesting concept. Have they ever dealt with zombie? They've done ponds, things like that, swamps. Zombies aren't able to really move through the water, right?
The book covers it,
Why not go on
but the
Okay.
show does not, and it's more about the winter than water.
So the free.
Have you not seen Lucio Fulci's Zombie with the zombie fighting the shark underwater?
Well, I think zombies would survive underwater, absolutely, but they would decay faster. So that's just the up and the down to it. They would fall apart.
Currents might stop them. Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
Poor
which-
shit.
Part of the discussion that goes along with World War Z, the book, has to do with whether or not a nuclear submarine could really get you to the end of the zombie apocalypse faster. But it's that I want to be somewhere where you could pretty much be a beach bum now, because if the weather was really bad, you could survive without shelter for more time. And I figure if you're flying towards the Caribbean, when everything goes really south, they're just gonna like make you land somewhere in Florida or Texas, and that's close enough.
I'm going to Atlanta. I do what television tells me to do, and apparently
No,
people insist
Television
on
tells
not.
you not to go to Atlanta.
No, they stay in Atlanta though. They never leave Atlanta. They talk
they-
about leaving Atlanta, but they stay in Atlanta.
They all got
They're in
fucked
Virginia
up.
right now. They're in Virginia right now.
Yeah, and
I'm
they all
going
got
to theme
messed
park.
up.
Just kidding.
They just wander around the same general area. I mean, it's fine.
Our
The reason why
Oh.
they don't go south more is because there's nothing south of Atlanta for like 700 miles until you hit Florida.
I would go up to Canada or Alaska or something. Like you're saying, winter plays a factor, man. They can't move when they freeze up in the cold.
Really, really slow zombies.
Hey, man, that's how I like them.
Yeah, but they also really, really eat all of the living other food that's up there for you.
Yeah, but if
That's why I want to be in the warm.
they're not. I mean, like they're not going to be moved for too long. I think the food supply will be better. I mean, you're always near some water. I mean, come on now, it's not a bad idea.
I mean,
cold.
plus,
What
It's an interesting
happens in
idea.
spring when zombies thaw?
What?
What happens in spring when the zombies thaw out?
Yeah, that's why you go like up to freaking Siberia or something, man. There's no spring there.
okay, we've gone to say. I mean, you might as well go to Chernobyl. I mean, you could find some fun zombies there.
Okay, define fun zombie.
He's got like 6 arms.
Stubbs
No.
was a fun zombie. Anybody get that reference?
What?
Stubbs the zombie. You ever play-
Oh yeah.
It's an Xbox game. He's looking for his true love, which is another female zombie. It's awesome. He's a happy zombie.
Goodness sake.
Oh, anybody have anything else to add?
Walking Dead, 8 out of 10. Good book.
I'll
I have
I'll
to
go with
agree.
Max. Yeah.
Penny also agrees.
Oh.
So does JDF. He agrees too.
And Hulkbuster, Armor, Iron Man.
Check us out on iTunes. This video will be on iTunes on Monday or Tuesday. Our technical guy is braving the storm to come up to Columbus.
Who's coming up?
Yeah, he's coming up for the night. He's introducing me and his mom to his fiance
For one night.
for one night.
We need to fix whatever's going on with the audio on the feed that causes the checksum on the audio file to break from YouTube. I will help you however you need to.
Awesome.
Please like, comment, and share this video. It's very important. Also, go to VGMX. They have 2 locations, one on Schrock Road, one on Hard Road. Mention that you heard the ad on our podcast and get 20% off your next used purchase. My name is Jay, joined by Max, Dan, Chris, and Amit. We'll see you tomorrow. We're doing OscarCast around 6 o'clock. Please join us. Good night.
Oh, hey, wait, don't hit the button.
I didn't hit the button. I didn't hit it.
All right, don't hit the button. Next month, first book, East of West, Volume 1. Go get it.
What is
Awesome.
East and West? Who does that?
West is an image book, and hold on, let me.
Is it in the planetary lineup kind of thing?
He's going to get it. I'll talk about the Oscar cast a little bit more. We're not going to be the assholes who haven't seen the movie that are going to talk about it. By tomorrow, most of us will have actually seen everything, and we'll have some nice conversations. Max found the book. That's what it looks like.
It's called East of West. It's about the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse in this crazy future sci-fi world. Give it a read. It's really, really good.
Awesome.
And Jason will pick another book for March, and we'll get on a date to have our next comic book club.
Cool. The book is East West and Serenity Leaves of the Wind, I believe. It's a direct sequel to the Serenity movie, so it'll be fun.
East of West.
Oh great. Who
East
else
of
dies?
West.
Nobody else dies, I don't think. I hope not. It's supposed to be ongoing. It's supposed to be fucking another season in comic book form. So screw the dying shit. I want more.
So,
Anyway,
East of
for
West.
everybody.
Serenity, Leaf on the Wind. Read it for March, and we'll get back to you with a date.
Yep. Have a great night.